But it took me a while to gather up the courage to go by myself because, if you know Josie, you know.
Guys, let me give you the survival guide for Johannesburg. Don't trust anything or anyone.
Hey guys, welcome to the Fresh Canvas channel. I am so excited to have you with me. In today's video, I will be talking about my thrifting journey, how it all started, how it shaped my style, and why I think you should give thrifting a try. So my thrifting journey began in 2016, but I wanted to thrift way before then. I met this really cool girl in 2013. We were in varsity together and she would rock these really cool retro and unique items, and she was into that vintage swag. And if you know me, your girl loves her some vintage. So when I would ask her like, yo, bruh, like, where do you get your stuff? You've got like such cool things. And she'd be like, Josie, bruh. And she was referring to Joburg CBD. That's where her and her friends would go and thrift. And that's where she would get all these really cool items. And I remember she had these really cute vintage shorts. And when I asked her, she was like, 6 rand, bruh, Josie. So I was like, no, man, I really need to get into this. But it took me a while to gather up the courage to go by myself because, if you know Josie, you know.
Guys, let me give you the survival guide for Johannesburg. Don't trust anything or anyone. Even if you see your own mother waving at you, don't wave back.
Number 2, you walk as fast as you can and you overtake everyone walking. You need to be fast.
Just saw a girl in Joburg CBD get her wig snatched.
But then in 2016, I finally gathered up the courage to go myself. And it's yours, guys. It's pity. Like, it's so busy, it's dusty, there's just a lot that's happening, and you also have to be vigilant. You don't want to kind of look out of place and look like you're lost, because then that's where you become a target. And I remember when I first got there, all I saw was like all these barrels, like it's like a big flea market, all these barrels of these items, and so many of them were like ugly, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like how am I gonna go about this? And I managed to find some vintage denim jeans. I found this cool retro jacket that I still love to this day. I also found a really cool vintage, cool print button-up shirt. And I was still disappointed. I think I was also overwhelmed because, like I say, Josie is busy. And I think I also thought that I was going to get there and I was going to get so many things and I was going to do a whole closet makeover. So, like I say, I was overwhelmed. I was disappointed. I remember something in me saying, you just have to keep coming. Just keep coming and you'll get better at this. And I also remember thinking, it's not necessarily about what you find. It's about what you do with what you find. So I was just like, okay, you know what? We live to fight another day. So over time, I realized that I needed to have a plan when thrifting. So I started thinking about the kind of items that I wanted, the kind of style that I was going for, and I started writing lists or saving images from apps like Pinterest and Instagram of the kind of items that I like and the kind of items that I want to incorporate into my closet. So that the next time I go thrifting, I would know exactly what it is that I was looking for. I also realized that I had to get there early in the morning before Jigobe is PT, and there's just a lot of people and it's busy, and also to give myself time to walk from one end to the other and to just really look and dig through those barrels. The one thing about flea markets like Josie, you have to be prepared to dig, to look. You can't go in there you're looking at the top of the pile. Like, you really need to get in there. I also realized that I had to be okay with not finding everything that I was looking for, so that I would manage my expectations and my disappointment. And so today I have gotten so much better at thrifting, and honestly because I kept at it, and I'm constantly looking for ideas and tips and tricks on how to improve my thrift game. As I've mentioned, I've learned to pre-plan, write lists, create style boards, save images of items that I want so that I know exactly what I'm looking for. I've also learned the importance of budgeting so that I don't overspend. As I've mentioned, I make sure that I am dressed comfortably because I walk a lot. I usually wear tights underneath what I'm wearing and a vest so that I can try the stuff on, because like places like at Jozi, they don't have fitting rooms. So you try things on the spot before you buy. And Jozi is still my number one go-to spot. I think over the years I've come to understand. I know what the different sections are and where I can find what. But as I've said, I have also learned to manage my expectations and not feel like I have to walk away with something, because honestly, you get what Jozi has to offer. So you don't always get what you are looking for. And I think that's also where your creativity needs to kick in. What can I do with what I have found? I have also found some pretty cool thrift shops and charity shops around my neighborhood. Those tend to be a little bit more pricey than at Jozi, but still reasonable, still nice bargains. And I mean, we're online these days, so there are so many cool online thrift shops, and that just gives you even more options of what you can find. And it's convenient. You don't have to walk up and down. You don't have to dig through barrels. You just scroll, click, and choose the item that you like. What I love about thrifting is that it has changed my sense of style, but not only that, but my outlook on fashion as a whole. I am a creative and artistic person, so I like things that are unique, things that are one of a kind, and my style and my sense of fashion are an expression of my artistic and creative personality and character. And what I love about thrift shops is that I know that I won't find this item on 20 different people, so it allows me to be unique and to stand out. And because thrift shops like the ones that you find at Jozi are different from your retail shops, I like how I am challenged to take this seemingly ugly item or not so trendy item and turn it into something cool and fun and something that would speak to my sense of style and my fashion sense. So whenever I thrift, I think, how can I take this particular item and turn it into something that speaks to who I am as an artist, as a creative, and really puts together the story of who I am in a stylish and fashionable way. And because the items are cheap, it's easy to cut them up, upcycle, rework them, paint over them, and turn them into something different entirely, which I love, obviously, as an artist, because it's an opportunity to do something fun and to get the creative juices flowing. And I think you can also see the phases that I've gone through over the years when you look at my style and my style evolution. There was a time when I was really into the bright, bold colors and retro prints. There was a time when I was really into blazers. So summer or winter, whatever the season, I would throw on a blazer. Now I've come to love the preppy, vintage academia style. I like to switch it up between super femme and sometimes a little bit of a masculine kind of style. And I love that thrifting allows me to do this. I love that thrifting allows me to explore my style and my personality. And as I started learning more and more about thrifting, I was also exposed to the sustainability side of fashion. So now I've become more aware of the need to be conscious in the way that I consume fashion. I have come to learn and understand how the fashion industry impacts the environment and people, and why we need to be mindful in the way that we consume fashion. I'm not as wasteful as I once was. Now when I thrift, I ask myself, like, do I really like this item? Do I need it or do I want it? I ask myself questions like, can I see myself wearing this for some time? Because if I'm only gonna wear it and then stop wearing it after a season, then I don't buy it. And I just hate hoarding items. I don't like having items upon items in my closet anymore. It's giving greedy, it's giving wasteful, and I love that thrifting has exposed me to the sustainable side of fashion and has made me more mindful. So, why should you get into thrifting? Well, because thrifting is fun. As I've mentioned before, what I love about thrifting is that you can find one-of-a-kind, unique items. Because the items usually come in one of one, you're not gonna find that item on 20 other people. So it allows you to be unique and to stand out in your own way. And I mean, you know how really cool it is to find something unique? It makes the item and the whole thrifting experience all the more special. Thrifting is also super affordable. You can find items for really, really great prices. This is great if you don't have a large shopping budget. So you can find items for incredible bargains. And I mean, I found items for as little as 15 Rand. And I mean, this is great, especially when you know that this kind of item, its retail price is 10 times the amount that you thrifted it for. Thrifting, as I've mentioned, is also environmentally friendly, and this is honestly one of my favorite things about thrifting. So many items land up in landfills each and every year, and these items can take years to decompose, so they damage our environment. Thrifting also keeps clothes in circulation for longer, which promotes reusing and reducing the take, make, waste cycle of traditional fashion. What I also love about thrifting, as I've mentioned, is that it gets your creative juices flowing. It really challenges you to look at the individual items that you find and thinking of ways to create bomb outfits that speak to your personal style and your character and your personality and how that can come across in your personal style. And learning about things like thrifting and sustainable fashion gives you a really deeper and more nuanced outlook on fashion. So I really encourage you guys to get into thrifting if you haven't already, and feel free to share in the comment section how that journey is going. And there you have it. Thrifting is not just about clothes, it's about creativity, sustainability, and self-expression. Feel free to drop a comment in the comments below, letting me know your thrift stories, where it began, how it's going, and what have been some of your dopest finds. And if you haven't gotten into thrifting, what are you waiting for? Go for it and let me know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next video.